Now, what is beyond the supermonad? What is beyond the supermonad? Beyond Brahman. Beyond means para. So beyond the supermonad is Parabrahman. This is the realm of the uncreated, of the unmanifest, of the timeless eternal, refuge, the source of everything. Very important. The term para makes you immortal. When you understand it properly, you detach in meditation from everything until you are no more man, no woman, no this, no that. You don't feel, think. You don't even think. For most people, impossible. I hear guru on the internet. They say it's not possible to stop thinking. Yeah, for you not. They say just let the mind do. You are above the mind. Oh, really? See, this all, dear friends, happens because of loss of knowledge of origin, purpose and origin of man and universe, as revealed in the Book of Light. Now, what is that meaning of the term tat? I mentioned it already. What is tat? Well, it is this world of manifestation. And here, dear friends, we have already one great problem, and that is why many people who study the Upanishads and the Veda say the Book of Light is wrong. See? Tat, Tattvam Asi, I am that. But dear friends, Tat is the supermonad in manifestation, the entire universe. Adam Katman, you could say. We will see later what that is. So this is the highest? No, it is maybe the highest in manifestation. But the real highest is para that. We could say it is para tat, beyond. So when, Johan, help me please, when the Brahmin, when the Indian, the meditators, or in the Vedas, they also look for detachment from everything transient and perishable because they say it's the source of suffering. Yes, it is, it is. No matter, even in the highest heavens, everything will dissolve sooner or later, latest in 150 trillion years, according to Book of Light. But also there are interplanetary nirvanas and so forth. So, good. Interplanetary pralayas also. But detachment, dear friends, is the goal of each being that longs for liberation from the transient. It wants to detach from the perishable to reach the imperishable. That's correct. Now the Vedas and the Upanishads say, when I am tat, I have reached the absolute detachment from everything. No, you're still in it. Because you have reached the realm of a being, of the supermonad in manifestation. Be it as close to the supermonad as you are. Even, because they say, I am then one with Brahman. Even if you are one with the supermonad, you are still of this side of the fence of manifestation. Namely, the transient. May it last for as long as you want. So, you see, this is what differed the Buddha from all the other teachings. He went to his monks and said suddenly, now I found it. Listen, dear monks, dear nuns. First he spoke to his few monks that he had left because they said, oh, he doesn't know anymore. Well, he knew. And you reach complete detachment. Even from tat. And you reached the score. The unmanifest. And went in and out of it, in and out of it. That is the real nirvana, dear friends. It is beyond that. That's the teaching of the Book of Light. Now, and they call, you see, how do those dear Brahmins call that of which they think it is complete detachment? They call it the real, Sat. Sat, the real. Well, it's the real perishable. Book of Light teaches yes. But if you want the imperishable, you are still a step away from it. Buddha dared that step. Oh, it's great. And it's understandable that for most beings, even for the highest gods, tat is that. Yeah, well, that's it. It's the highest in manifestation. Yeah, after you left the source, dear friends, Buddha reached the source. What is Parabrahman? Book of Light teaches it is connected with Mula Prakriti. What is that? Well, dear friends, it is the essence of matter. It is root matter. It is pre-existent. It is one of these three that have been never created. I repeat, when you ask religions who created your God, they will tell you no one. Well, the Book of Light says everything is not created. It exists always and changes form periodically. So, the intimate connection happens with Parabrahman. You see, I'm addressing now that which is beyond Tat. The Vedas says, no, Tat is the high. Well, Parabrahman, beyond the supermonad, beyond the first manifestation, of course, that is in connection with Mula Prakriti. See, and when the universe awakens, then this Parabrahman, by reflection, interacts with root matter. It fructifies it, you could say. And that's how the universe comes into being. And we will see that there is no Big Bang. There is no beginning, because if there would be a beginning, a 5-year-old could ask, what was before the beginning? What? And they would say, be quiet, or maybe unfriendly, shut up. But the question is correct. So you see, there is no beginning of the universe. There is a periodical, a relative beginning, a reawakening, like you go to bed, and in the next morning there's a new beginning for you, yes. But it's still the same you. That's how you can compare it with. And when the universe disappears, there's a period of rest, we talk about that, and it reawakens again. When came life? Well, when the desire for it arises or arose in the beginning of things, in the relative reawakening. So you see, that desire reawakens like your desire for life awakens each morning after you sleep. You desire new life again. And what is then, or why does the first nebulous thrilling appear? We can see that with our observatories, whole galaxies exploding into being. What is the first nebulous? When did that first appear? And the Book of Light teaches about 150 trillion years ago. And this you can say is the interaction between Parabrahman and Mula Prakriti. And this brought desire in all beings. Buddha had overcome all desires. This is why there was no place anymore for here. I have nothing to do anymore with the order of things, he said. Bye-bye, dear monks and nuns and the rest of the world. That's what he said. But he left his bodhisattva. We will talk about that. Where can a man, a human being, see, when I say man, I mean manas, I mean thinker. So I don't mean a gender. I say generally now man. For manas, to think, I mean woman as well. How can a man go back to the source or experience that source in his life now? Because if not, all of what I'm saying here is theory. to entertain for a while, and then I lay the Book of Light aside. You should read it every day, part of it. That will lead you to the unthinkable. Dear friends, the thinking leads to the unthinkable. The thinking is the boat. That on that boat, in that boat, you cross the river. Now, once you have crossed the river, you have reached the other part of it, the other shore. What do? Do you take the boat on your back? I don't think so. You leave the boat and you move on. You see, so the boat is the thinking. When you think towards the unthinkable, towards the unreachable, you must then drop the thinking, and then you are there. But first you needed it. If you leave the boat too early, you may drown in the wave of the river that you wanted to cross. So what can I do to reach that unthinkable? I must reach inward through study and meditation. See, there is a interesting term for that reaching more and more inwards. It's a ring pass knot. Ring pass knot. Blavatsky names it in her secret doctrine. Well, it is a period of consciousness that you detach from that even, and you pass the ring. You see, this is the true secret, or miracle, or mystery of the rings. There's a movie about that, or many movies. That's actually meant by it. Now, when you stop, when you then reach that, you look into the beyond, into the unmanifested. We all came from there. It is in us. Dear scientists, don't waste more billions and trillions of dollars looking for the origin and center of the universe somewhere out there. It is in you. It is in you. You don't need 1 cent to find it. The common origin of the universe is in us. That's where we came from, not from outside. Where does the oak tree come from? From a little seed. Where does that seed come from? Open it. What do you see there? Another little seed. Well, open that. What do you see now? Nothing? That's where we came from. Glory to the Book of Light. This is the inmost of the inmost. And in meditation and through study, we can become that immortal. Dear friends, in each of us is a longing for that which cannot be taken away from you. Isn't that so? Because everything is taken away from us. You may be in love with somebody, well, he will die. You may like your life, it's so wonderful, everything tastes so good and is so good, well, that will be taken away from you. And in the sense as you are attached to it, you will suffer. So, in us is the urge, is there nothing that lasts? Where there is no lasting of something that has a beginning and no end, forget that. This is where science makes its money with, and the doctors who give you Botox and say, well, you will look, for a very long time you will look younger, but then not. Think about that. Aren't you ready for the immortal? For the imperishable? Then you're ready for the Book of Light. But it needs study. And it needs discernment. It needs a certain ability of discrimination in a positive way, where you see the eternal, where you can make a difference between the eternal and the non-eternal, perishable, transient. Where are the teachings of the Book of Light also hidden? Well, in the old esoteric teachings, in philosophy, Hellas, Greece, Neoplatonic teachings, later found in Plato before, the Stoics. They all have a facet of that one truth.